Hello, writers. Today we're going to learn about a small moment story. I'm going to teach you how to choose a special time that happened to you once and how to create a beginning, a middle that stretches out the most important part, and an ending that will allow your reader to feel satisfied. Okay, it's going to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. One of the books I love that I often use for this lesson is Salt Hands. Sounds strange, right? By Jane Chelsea Aragon. And even on the cover, you can see she's putting salt on her hands. And there's an outside, and I notice a creature over here. Always look at those illustrations. We'll talk about that in our reading lesson today also. Okay, so in Salt Hands, the writer does not tell about her whole day. It doesn't talk about what she had for dinner the night before, what TV shows she watched, or how much popcorn she had. No, she starts the book by saying, "In the night, I woke up," right? So she starts right at the beginning, just before the important thing happened. So when you're choosing your small moment, I want you to start at that point also. In the night, I woke up. Of course, we have beautiful illustrations with this book. I heard something outside, like a rustle or a breath. So it lets us know what woke her up. And then she goes on to say, there was a deer under the pear tree. Now, the picture showed us that she was looking out the window already. So when you're working with an illustrator, as a side note, you don't need to say everything if it's shown in the pictures, which is why in our reading lesson, we're going to discuss how important the illustrations are. So she saw a deer. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm thinking about the deer and I'm thinking about the title, and it's starting to make a little more sense to me now. Do you have any predictions, I wonder? And then she says, the moon cast a shadow of his antlers on the ground. We did see some of that. But I like the way she started to slow down this part of the story because she's already at that amazing moment, the beginning of the moment. And again, small moments are not going to be full day stories. They're probably something that happened within 20 minutes or several minutes, possibly, maybe an hour, but even that's pushing it. It's really focused in on something amazing that happened in a short amount of time. And she goes on, I went to the door. It was dark. It was still. See how she's telling me different things around her. What she did, what did it look like? What did it feel like? The night air was warm. I didn't want to frighten the deer, so quietly I went in and sprinkled some salt into my hands. Now, do you know why she did that? Many of you know that deer love salt. So I think she had a plan. Okay. So I tiptoed outside and stepped toward him silently. And then she goes on to talk about how they looked at each other and how the deer's eyes looked and how their eyes met and many other details, just in a few words, though. You can see there aren't a lot of words. You can see she's getting, oh, closer to that deer. Oh my goodness, I wish that was me. And she talks about how she sang softly to the deer and how he moved a little bit closer. And she moved her hand out a little bit. And she goes on and on for just a few pages, but with the most important details. Then she talks about how she felt when she looked up into the deer's eyes. And I'm purposely not reading everything in this book because I want you to imagine. Isn't that nice? I remember when I was in the classroom, I used to walk around the room and I would put this picture right in front of all the children. I would walk around so they felt like the deer was looking right at them. And she talks about his eyes and how she lifted her hands to feed the deer and how that moment felt. I'll read that part. For a moment, I held my breath. I didn't move. His whiskers tickled my fingers. I kept my palms still. He licked my hands until all the salt was gone. Okay, so that was the end of the small moment. That was it, because the salt was gone. But she's not going to say the end at that point. We need a little bit more, not a lot, but just a little. So the author wrote, when he was finished, he raised his head and turned away slowly and walked off into the night. So that leaves us, and that's the end of the book. And that leaves us with a beautiful image of just, I could picture her still standing there watching him walk away. She doesn't need to write anymore. She's not going to say, and then I went and made myself a peanut butter sandwich, right? So, well, she probably washed her hands, is what I'm thinking. But that kind of would ruin the story, right? It takes away from the magic of it. So just keep the magic in your small moment story and use all those sensory details, what you saw, heard, smelled, touched, etc. And now it's your turn. It's your turn to write your small moment story. So you're going to think about a short, special moment in your life, maybe the first time you met someone important, a special time with your pet or someone in your family, a surprising time, right? A short time. So focus on that and start right before it happens. Don't give us too much at the beginning and then slow-mo the middle and finish it up just so we know how it ended and where everybody was at the conclusion of your story. So write that story up, send it to me. You can either write it on regular paper and have someone take a picture of it and attach it to an email that you'll send to me, or if you type, you can type it and send it as an attachment. All the instructions are in the newsletter. So thank you so much. And it's really been fun sharing that with you. This is my first set of videos, so I'm still experimenting with backgrounds and sounds, so things might change. But right now, I just wanted to keep it simple and let you focus on what you need to do. So now today you have learned how to write a small moment story by focusing on just one special part of an amazing day. Thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.